everybody, and welcome to What's Up, Cuz? I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, the coach himself, Lancey Irvin, as we come to you on this Monday. And Lance, on what is going to be a ridiculously short work week for everyone.
It's going to be short for you, not for me. I got college games to see, college games to watch on TV. I got, different stuff. But like you said, it's short for my wife, Paula. My wife, Paula, is screaming happy. She's like, whoo, 2 days this week, 2 days this week. So shout out to all the teachers. They need
I need to talk to the Chicago Teachers Union. How the hell they pull off a 2-day work week out of this thing? They could be working until Wednesday, man.
I think I thought it was Wednesday too, but she said she think it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. But shout out, they need however many days they get off, because they need those days. Because teachers, they deal with a lot.
It's Tuesdays, because teachers been all on they've been all on my timeline.
Oh,
2-day work week. I'm like, well, hell, why'd y'all just take all these 2 days and make it a full week?
You know what, Jay? I never could understand that. Like, why kids don't get a full week off? Like, you know how we used to go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They give you Thursday, Friday. Like, man, why we can't get the full week out?
Just give it to them.
Like Lil Mac and them in Champaign. I think the kids in Champaign got a full week out. Full week for Thanksgiving. A couple of weeks off for Christmas. But
because let's be honest, when the kids know something like this is coming, they done tuned out on Tuesday morning anyway.
And their parents done tuned out too, especially those that go to different states and go visit their relatives and stuff. Oh, they baby, you're not going to school on. No. We leaving Monday night.
That's right.
We gonna hit the roads. And then too, Jay, out east, they said something about the weather. Be leery of people that's traveling around the country. So if that's me, we leaving something. Matter of fact, we would have been on the road Sunday. Like, there's no school this week.
Yeah, I've heard the weather's supposed to be bad out east. So, for all you all who be traveling, all our friends out there on the East Coast, please be careful. There could be flight cancellations, delays, all sorts of stuff. So everybody just trying to have a little patience with each other during this week of the holiday. But hey, welcome to What's Up, everybody. Welcome to What's Up, Cuz, everybody. I'm Jason Palmer along with Lancey Irvin. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, the Sports Zone Chicago YouTube channel, we appreciate that. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on Facebook and you want to leave a comment for us, go ahead and leave the comments on Facebook, on YouTube. If you're watching us on the Sports Zone Chicago app, we appreciate you for downloading that app. And if you want to download that app, a lot of places you can do it. You can download the app from the Amazon store, right? You can get it from Google Play. That's right. And then where's the other one, Lance? I can't remember.
You know what? Probably iTunes. But you see, you trying to steal my thunder. I'm kind of used to saying iTunes, Amazon, Google. But please download the app. Please share us on Facebook, YouTube, all the platforms you can share us on. But I got a quick question for you too.
What's up?
Is that a Red Stars jersey you wearing?
That is. I am representing today. First of all, this is like one of the coolest jerseys of all the sports teams. So this is the Chicago. Why? This is the Chicago Red Stars jersey. So this is our National Women's Soccer League team. That's our girl, Sarah Gordon. This particular Jordan, though, is sweet because this is, of course, the Chicago flag, right? We all know that. But here's the thing you don't know that you can't really see until you buy the shirt. The blue part, the blue stripes in the Chicago, these are the names of all the neighborhoods and communities in the city of Chicago that make up this blue bar. So this blue that you're seeing, these are all names. So you got Chatham, Rogers Park, Beverly, Avalon Park, Bridgeport. You got all of our wonderful neighborhoods in Chicago in the blue part. So that's why I love this particular jersey. And then, I had to get our girl. I mean, you can show which picture of who I had to get. Of course, I had to get Sarah Gordon.
I was about to say, shout out to my girl Gia real quick, but I was about to say, is that number 11 you have on the back of your jersey?
Of course it is. You know it is. Of course I was going to wear it. Sarah's a guest on our show. She was the reason why I got the jersey.
Time out, Jay. So is Brandy calling my sweatshirt hot, or is she calling your jersey hot? I don't know.
She talking about the jersey.
She's talking about my hoodie. She
She
talking
ain't
about my
talking
hoodie.
about your damn hoodie. She
Brandon,
talking about that.
clarify.
Look at that. Look at that.
She's
Look at that.
not
Look at that.
talking
That's
about
proof.
that.
I got
She's
said
talking
that. I need to lose some weight though. But anyway, let me get that off the damn screen real quick. But
no, put it back.
see,
Gia,
there
that
you go. She said that jersey sweet. Brandy said
You
the
know what?
jersey.
Ladies, you know I love the ladies. I love the ladies that watch the show. But now I'm a little confused. Why is the jersey so sweet, ladies? Y'all talk to me. Is it sweet because of the neighborhood or the stars? I mean, I like the jersey.
Yeah.
I really do. But that 76 jersey you had on last week,
The Soroya Tinker jersey.
that was fly. That was fly.
Yeah.
That right there. I love Sarah Gordon. I like, hey, Sarah Gordon, if you're watching the show, send me one of those freebies. But anyway, I mean, I like that one. I even like the, the Winterfest jersey you come on here wearing. I like it. That was just kind of plain to me, cuz.
This is not plain.
I like the neighborhoods and all that, but it's a little plain.
Oh my God. I can't believe you call it. This is a very unique jersey. And they have two other ones too. They have one that's got the Columbia blue, which is the main color. And then they have another one that's also sweet. It's like a darker, like a black one, but it's got the blue and the red and the way they got it designed. They got some really sweet jerseys. A lot of people slipping on the jerseys for the Red Star. The Red Star's got some real good stuff.
So Jay, let me ask you a question because I'm behind getting jerseys.
Okay.
Where can I find that? Like, am I gonna have a hard time finding that? Because Chicago Sky.
Right. So the NWSL is kicking the WNBA's ass in this aspect because I ordered this one. I think last Monday, and because they were playing in the championship game on Saturday, and it arrived Friday. No, I'm sorry, it arrived Saturday. It arrived the morning of the game. So I wore my jersey to watch the game. But yeah, it was very quick. Chicago Sky stuff, if you can find it, I don't know how long it's going to take you to get it because it's hard to find it. So, and that has been a complaint all around the country. People are saying, why is the WNBA apparel so hard to find? I'm not sure, folks. I know the NWSL got me my stuff kind of quick. So what can I say?
So does that jersey, is it a bottom stripe on the flag? It's a bottom, right, too. Is it neighborhoods listed? Are the neighborhoods listed?
It's neighborhood. I'll stand up a little bit. It's neighborhoods here and it's neighborhoods here in the blue area. So those are all the Chicago neighborhoods. And then it's something on the back. Put my back picture up again, Ivan. I can't remember what the hell is on the back.
I'm shocked at my girl. I'm shocked at my girl Gia, right, Jason?
Because I think
Gia always a fashion plate.
So on the bottom lines, you can see the Chicago skyline.
I like the skyline
on the back, and that's also the names of the neighborhoods.
Okay.
I mean, it's all the blue is neighborhoods. Yeah. Thanks. Get my fat ass off the screen, Ivan.
Well, it's gonna be one of these shows today. One of these type shows. I tried to log into Facebook, Jay. Didn't come up, so I can't tag and share like I want to. But I'm glad people watching it, and I'm just disappointed in Gia. I'm disappointed in Gia. Anytime her and Brandy like stuff you wearing, Vern. See, we need to ask Vern if he likes the jersey. See, we need to ask Vern if he likes the jersey. Vern said nothing about your jersey yet. I bet he give you he's gonna say, it's just okay. But I'm gonna let you have your blurry.
You wasn't gonna win today, man. You wearing a Detroit Pistons jersey. You know you wasn't gonna win this one.
Why not?
Because you're wearing a Detroit Pistons jersey in a Chicago-based show.
I mean, I'm a huge Piston fan. Everybody know that to watch show. I mean, but we got Brandy and Gia and Vern. We got people watching and giving you credit. So I'm gonna give your credit, cuz. Yes. But I'm gonna have to step up my jersey game.
Yeah, step up your jersey game. But hey, so this is the best thing we can talk about the Red Stars. We gotta get to some not so good news.
Let's get it.
I know we got some new listeners. Let's talk about, first of all, the game. So our Red Stars were playing in the NWSL Championship match. This was the third year in a row they made it to the championship. And this was a hell of a soccer match. And I am not a soccer aficionado. I'm not a particular soccer fan, but for the sake of the show and being a journalist and being a Chicagoan, I was going to watch the game. And you see, we even got the Red Stars logo that we're throwing up there. So
Yes.
I watched the game Saturday. I know you were traveling. They were in Louisville. They were playing against Washington, and they came up a little bit short. They lost 2-1. They had a 1-0 lead. They scored first, actually. They scored in the extra time in the first half, 5 minutes in the extra time. They were up 1-0, but they lost a few of their good players. They were dealing with a lot of injuries. Mallory Pugh is probably their best scorer.
And
potential
she is
scorer.
cold.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And she went out after the first half. She couldn't return with an injury. And you could just kind of tell the second half, they were just trying to, yeah, good fact, Brandy. You can tell they were just trying to hold on that second half. You can tell like when the team was like, oh, we done gave it all we can. Let's just try to hold the lead and stall the ball, do something. And they couldn't get the ball across midfield. It was, they struggled for a while. Washington tied it on a penalty kick, and then they won it in the first session of extra time on a goal. So we lose 2-1, but Lance, it was a great game. It was on CBS, which I think is probably the most important thing, is that they had a league championship game for the ladies on a major network, CBS. That was the first time they'd ever done that for this particular league. And they did this on a Saturday in the middle of college football season. So apparently all the complaining we've been doing and the social justice initiatives that have been going on for the last couple of years are starting to make way, Lance.
You know what? You're happy, right, Jason? Just speaking about what you talked about, especially during the college football season, to have a women's soccer game on a major network, that's huge. And like you said, I was traveling. I still found time to try to go back and forth or whatever, reading, you know, just to see what was going on. But they had a lot of players hurt, like you talked about. You lose 2-1 like that in that type of game, Jay, you're basically heartbroken, right? You know, ladies worked hard. They had a good team. This 3 years in a row, we have lost in the championship, if I'm correct, Jay.
That's right.
You're sitting there like, what do we need to do to get over the hump? But the great John Wooden lost a couple of times before he made his 11th game run. But, I mean, you happy for the girls to get there, but you wish another goal here, a kick there, or whatever. Jay, you know I love soccer because Brookie played soccer when we lived in Carbondale. Yep. She was a heck of a soccer goalie. I thought that was a sport. So, but just to have the game televised, Jay, and the work the ladies did, shout out to them. But like you said, Mal Pugh, she's good, Jay. I mean, so I'm just happy for them. Hopefully next year they could come back and win it. But like you said, well, like you haven't said yet, it might be a couple of changes. But shout out for the ladies, though. I'm not even going to go there yet.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue into our next topic. So shortly before we came on the show, we got some news. Well, let's go back. Actually, last night, like at 11:58 p.m., the Chicago Red Stars sent out a press release announcing that Chicago Red Stars head coach Rory Dames had resigned. No further explanation. Just, you know, he's going to spend more time with his family, blah, blah, blah. He's going to pursue some other endeavors. He's been with them for like 11 years. I think he's the only coach they've had.
Since 2011.
Okay. So he's the only coach they've ever had. And he just walked away. No hint of this, no nothing. So my immediate thought is, okay, is this because you've been to the championship match 3 years in a row? And like you said, couldn't get over the hump. So they said, look, we're not getting what we need to get. We need to bring in a new coach. This is what our girl Sydney McLaughlin did in the 400-meter hurdles. She finished second in the last Olympics. She fired everybody, got her a new coach, and then she went out and set the world record this year. So I was like, okay, maybe that is a thought behind that. But I was quite suspicious because they announced it at midnight. So, like, this don't sound right. So shortly before we come on the air tonight around 4 o'clock Chicago time, there's a huge story that is run in the Washington Post. And it is saying that head coach Rory Dames was accused by multiple players going back a few years of emotional abuse. Or it says abuse and then it says emotional abuse. and some verbal abuse, and that players didn't want to come to Chicago and play. Players left the team, and there's a lot going on with it. So you may have read a little bit more than I could before we got on the air. Just tell me a little bit about what you got from the article and the articles that are now starting to pop up.
Well, from what you said a few minutes ago, Jay, if I could tune on that. As a coach, when I see something comes out Sunday at about 11 at night as a coach, it smells a little fishy to me. Because most coaches, Jay, we don't get fired on a Sunday at 11 o'clock at night. Who does a press release at 11, 12 o'clock on a Sunday night, Jay?
Yeah.
So my mind is like this. Oh, something must be happening. Okay, they trying to be quick about it. Because he just been to 3 titles, Jay. You don't get fired that fast for going to 3 titles. So I said, so now I'm like reading, so it comes out of 4. And I read that he verbally was abusing players, allegedly, using the word you said, saying some stuff to him. A young lady came out a couple of years ago and tried to report what he was saying and what he was doing, and people turned the other way. Then I'm hearing the Washington Post had this story that was going to come out this morning. So I'm like, it's adding up. They trying to beat it out. So
they trying to beat the story, right?
They're trying to beat the story out. So something is not right. I'm not going to say he did it. Like you said, we're going to use the word that you taught me to use several years ago. Allegedly, it's not right. That's why I wanted to hear your take on it. As a journalist, when they come out like that, something not right, cuz. I thought you knew what was going on.
Everybody sleep on a Sunday night, everybody sleep, and you send out a press release. So people woke up this morning like, hey, what was this in my email that came overnight? And you're like, what do you mean the coach resigned? What happened here? Where's the press conference? What's the explanation? So then, we start checking in with the Chicago Red Stars PR people, their communications team. It's crickets. We ain't hearing back from nobody. We requesting interviews, all that. They're not even responding to saying, no, I'm not going to give an interview. It's just blank. So I don't know what actually is going on. So I'm going to reserve judgment. I don't know what's going on.
Let me ask you this real quick. When you hear crickets being in the field as long as you've been in the field for a coach that has won as much as he won, thank you.
Yeah, my antenna start going crazy. My spidey senses are like tingling. Like something happened. What happened? Let me find out what happened. So it's very interesting. So we will find more about this. The truth comes out. But shout out to the Washington Post. They got the scoop on this. Whatever happened, somebody went to him and told him. So hey, what can I say? We're gonna find out. But he is no longer there as the coach. And here's my only thing. This is my only thing, and I make this comment all the time.
What's that?
Because I think we're also getting to this point where we need to actually define what is emotional abuse as a coach. We need to actually get to describing what is verbal abuse as a coach. Because
and berating players.
Berating players. I think we're getting into some very murky waters here, and that it's just very easy for someone to come out and say, hey, this person was verbally abusive toward me. Look, we played in the 80s and the 90s. I've been called so many things by different coaches on different teams and different sports. I thought my name was Damn It Palmer. That's what I thought my name was. Some of the coaches I had. And, we won't even talk about some of the coaches who was using corporal punishment to get
I was about to say
across.
the board. Bring the pad
out. It happened. And, it wasn't you going to go home and tell your parents and file lawsuits and all that. That was damn near part of being an athlete. So times have changed, though. And we have to recognize that. But I also think we need to define certain things. What is emotional abuse? What isn't? Our girl, Sydney Colson, who was on the show last year, professional basketball player for a number of years, she put something on her Twitter feed a couple of weeks ago saying, people need to be aware of the coaches and make sure that your kid is being treated right. And I completely agree with that. But I also think we got to define it. We have to define it because let's be honest, some of these athletes, if you yell at them in the wrong tone, they take it the wrong way. And this generation is a little different.
Cause Jay, like, and I'm not gonna curse because I'm trying to cut back on my curse words. But what's wrong with saying get your ASS in gear? Like people take that he's yelling at me. No, move. Like what's wrong with changing your voice? Man, move. You need to run faster. Come on now, you could do better. DAM. Now I get it. You shouldn't put your hands on players. I get all that. But just like raising your voice at them from time to time. I mean, like you said, though, we need to have a conversation about that. Because as a parent, I raised my voice at my child. My father raised his voice at me. And he probably said some things, said some curse words my
way.
He said some curse words my way.
This is one time you don't. This is one time you don't have to say allegedly.
Allegedly. I had to do it for Lance. Allegedly.
He probably allegedly said some things to you and I.
And the referee and the coach and the other team's fans and the news media.
But I think also too, Jay, I think it's different when you know the person that is saying that stuff to you cares about you and loves you. And some words you can't say. Some words that's just off. That's just offline.
It's off the limits. I agree.
Off the limits. But you're right about that, Jay. You need to write a column about that.
I think I will. Because we need to define it. We need to define it. I mean, there are certain things I think most of us will say, well, yeah, that was way off over the line. I mean, if you're working with female athletes, you start using the B word towards them or the H word towards them or anything like that or the C word. Yeah, you are way over the line, partner. But, it's very interesting.
And, I played for a coach or two. Now, I'm not going to say names now. They're challenging somebody's manhood now. But with that being said, though, they was going to let you get out there to the court and they was going to let you play too. So it kind of made us all tougher. I'm not saying what they said was wrong or right. I'm older now, but you looking like, okay. So, okay, I'm going to fix you. I'm going to show you what I'm made out of. So some people use it as a means and a way to show the coach, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong. But like you said, though, it depends on how you cut what they actually trying to tell you, I think. And you're right when you're saying we need to get a definition on what is this, what is that, because using the word you use, we getting into some murky waters now. And it's tough these days.
And think about it, Lance, you and I didn't play football. I haven't played football. So I know Irvin has heard some stuff because football coaches don't give a damn.
I don't heard some things. I mean, I done said some things on the field. Like definitely I said some things on the field to opponents. But what I've heard from coaches and what I've heard other teams, like, you get tackled on the other team's sidelines, and like, I mean, I was pretty decent. Like I'm not gonna it's high school or whatever, but I was pretty good. So like, there was a lot of times where I was like on the sideline. All I heard was a lot of cussing going at their players, and it's like, damn, dude. And then on top of allegedly what my coaches had given me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've heard some things.
Hey man, I heard when I first got into coaching, Jay, I'm not gonna say this coach's name, but he's a Hall of Fame coach now. He put his hand up, and I could still read what he was telling the player. I was like, "Woo, he's like that, huh?" Yeah, like that, that. But it's an interesting topic, cuz.
It is. And we're going to talk about this with our guests because we haven't mentioned who we got coming on tonight. So why don't you tell them we got coming up at about 7 o'clock today?
7 o'clock. He said he's going to try to get on a little early if he could do it. We got my man, Buck Joyner, the head coach from Hampton, Ace, the real HU, like some people say, Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. That's my man, Buck. So said he's going to get on like you and Ivan been riding my back. We need to get another head coach. You gotta get some head coaches on here. So we got Buck has been taking Hampton to the NC2A tournament. Been doing a great job on that, and I can't wait to have him on. He has a personality almost as good as mine, Jay. I don't know, but Buck has a good team, and interested to talk to him. They used to be in the MEAC and switched to the Big South. So just asking him, and he's a person I consider a friend. So with that being said, I said, let me get Jason and Ivan a coach so they can leave me alone so I can sleep better at night. We got more coaches coming. So we'll see. But we try to get coaches, like you said, from historical black colleges, HBCUs, and we wanted to have Buck on tonight. But we got more coaches coming up, but I appreciate my man Buck jumping on.
Well, let's stay on basketball before we go to a commercial break. And since you're wearing
that stuff, I'm a football guy, but come on.
Since you're wearing football. Since you sit up here wearing their stuff, let's talk about LeBron James throwing bows like he's ludicrous in yesterday's game. LeBron James on the free throw line, elbowing folks, and we got photos of the result. Woo!
That's Jay. I'm gonna let you go first on this. What's your thoughts? I'm gonna let you go first.
The person who is bloodied is Isaiah Stewart from the Detroit Pistons. The person who is not bloodied is LeBron James. So there was a play on the free throw line. LeBron was boxing out. I couldn't tell if it was an intentional one or if he just I couldn't tell. But he caught my man up high. Now, basketball elbows go hand in hand, but we know from playing the sport, Lance, you don't elbow nobody in the head. Elbowing them down in the ribs, in the body, that's all kind of part of the sport when you're clearing out space for yourself. But that man got hit in his eye, and that was pretty nasty. And the result, throw the picture back up again, Ivan. The result was we almost had a second brawl in the palace, and I think we got video. Oh, come on, play the video. I know we have video evidence.
And Jason Tatum, and tonight it's there. And then we saw Zach LaVine light him up, then Giannis, and then Jason Tatum. And tonight it's their number one guy, Jeremy Grant. Stewart and LeBron. Stewart is hot, and everybody's coming out now.
That brother pissed.
Now, this is ridiculous.
It's
keep this rolling. Keep it rolling as much as we got
or something, but oh yeah, he's got a lot of blood streaming from the side of the eye. Look, here goes Stewart.
Stewart was going after him. He's going after everybody.
Good job by the public address announcer.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset.
Yeah, but Jay, Isaiah Stewart is a 20-year-old young man, right? And I watched this guy. I watched him on the AAU circuit, Jay. So he was on the Nike circuit. He's a big guy. He's like 6'6", 250 pounds. He used to be a youth amateur boxer coming up, but he was a youth amateur boxer now. So watching the play at first, you think LeBron hits him with his elbow. They on the free throw line, they on the lane line tussling. Well, the ball had basically went in the rim. I'm all for physical play, Jay. I mean, whatever it is, what it is. But when you ball your fist up, if you see the angles right, which I seen a couple of, LeBron balled his fist up. And when you ball your fist up, Jay, what you think you doing balling your fist up? It's a difference when we all like this and you like getting hit with an elbow. That's no fun. But I get it. When you tussling and you trying to get your hands away, we all like this. Okay, whatever. Because I'm going to flail my arms back too to get you up off me. But when you ball your fist up, Jay, why are you balling your fist up? Because you balling your fist up to basically strike somebody. Am I right or wrong?
I agree, and shout out to the referees.
They did a great job.
He came immediately and gave LeBron a tech. Then they reviewed it. They followed all the protocols. LeBron was ejected, if I'm not mistaken.
He was ejected.
He was ejected, and he's the biggest star in the league. But you can't do that, man. These are very large, strong human beings.
And this is the thing I got a little bit. I felt some type of way about it. With those two, they get into it. I don't have a problem with it, Jay. Thank God it was. I use that. I was happy it wasn't a brawl out there like they had several years ago, right? Because these large guys, and last thing you want is people to be punching in the stands, all this and all that. But the thing Stewart probably after it was up, he shouldn't have been charging and stuff. The NBA came out, LeBron got one game, they gave Stewart two. And Stewart got his two. Basically, he wouldn't calm down. He was going crazy. I think when he saw blood, that's when it really escalated more, and he started getting like a bull. But the thing I was upset about,
that's a fighter in him, Lance. That's a boxer.
Exactly. But the part I was upset about was Russell Westbrook. Why are you talking to the young fella? Stay out of that, Russell Westbrook. Then after you I don't know why they called the tech. I don't know what he was saying, but he was saying something to the young fella. Stand down and leave that alone. Because when
He wasn't
Patrick
being a
Beverly,
peacemaker.
you wasn't being a peacemaker. You was escalating. I hate to use
Yep.
the word Patrick Beverly now, but when Patrick Beverly come at y'all, everybody see, y'all not gonna do Patrick like that.
Right.
I just don't like escalating a situation that's already volatile. What do we as grown men gain from escalating the situation? I mean, the young man, he's in the NBA. He's 20 years old, Jay. He probably looked up to LeBron at some point in time, right? Because LeBron been in the league about 30 years. So he's probably already feeling some type of way getting a hit. Then you see blood coming out too. So I was hoping somebody could have calmed it down. But when you see blood, I mean, he just went off. So they gave him one game. They gave him two when LeBron got one. But when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, LeBron hit him with an elbow. You on the lane line tussling. It is what it is. But only thing, when he balled his fist up, Jay, I was like, come on.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And, and Ivan, he cut the video because that thing went on for almost 15 minutes.
It went on for a while, and it got to the point where they tried to calm Isaiah Stewart down, and he tried to run back to the locker room and get after him, too.
Yeah, and
go ahead, Ivan.
The one part that just got me, which was comical, in my opinion, and it goes, I mean, obviously, we know how LeBron flops and everything, but at this moment, and Lance, you're absolutely correct. I mean, he looked back at him. He caught him with the elbow, and then he caught him across the mouth with that, with the outside of his fist. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, okay, what is LeBron's over there talking to the ref like ain't nothing happened, like he didn't mean to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron does this type of cheap stuff a lot, where he'll do some passive aggressive type stuff on the court, but won't man up to it. He'll just play, like, my bad, bro. Like, no, if you're going to do some dirty stuff, just own up to it at this point. Like, I mean, it was clear as day he wanted to hit the man. He was bullying him down low, boxing out for the free throw. And LeBron didn't like that. LeBron does not like to be challenged.
Contacted.
Yes.
Challenged, yeah. I agree.
And
I agree.
Jay, if we had time, I'm not going to say he's a dirty player. But at some point in time, we all do things that we shouldn't do, right? And I told my wife Paula last night. She was like, man, I'm shocked that doesn't happen more often. And she asked me, she said, that your ribs hurt? Because I know you got elbowed a lot. I said, Paula, I done took my fair share. Probably gave out more being a defensive player. But now, you know what you're doing, Jay, when you ball your fist up. Now, I never did that. And we understand in the game of basketball, we all are going to get hit. But I'm not going to walk away like, man, you tried. I mean, I think he did on purpose. Not saying he's a dirty player, but I think he did it on purpose.
Well, and your little violent cousin sitting over here, I gave a dude a concussion one day. I got suspended 3 games. I was playing in the church league, which just makes it even worse. I was playing in church league. So what happened was the guy was trying to fight through a screen.
Okay.
But he wasn't really trying to fight through a screen. I was in the corner getting ready to take the 3, and the guy shoved my teammate literally right into me as I was going up for my jump. And I came down on my teammate. I fell. I was all crumpled over. And I was like, the ref called a foul. Like, man, what the hell are you doing? He said something to me. He was being smart out there. I was like, okay. Because, I ain't the tallest dude out there. I'm a little guard. I was like, okay. So it's like that. Okay, cool. So next play down, he had a breakaway. And I was the only person back. So I just slowed down. Like I was going to let him get, lay up. He went up. And when he went up, I clotheslined him in his neck. He flipped around, hit his head on the back of the court, and started seeing stars. And they called the ambulance. I almost got taken to jail. It was like a whole big thing.
You hit him in the air?
It's not one of the things I'm proud of, okay? I'm just being transparent. So I hit the dude. He hit his head. What happened was he hit his head on the court. And that's what gave him the concussion. And they called the ambulance, put him in the whole neck brace. The police came, the refs and everybody. It was just a hard foul. So thank you, Mr. Referee. So it was a big mess, though. And, I got suspended 3 games. And I apologize to the dude because he had to spend the night in the hospital. So, but I get it. It's sports, and sometimes you can lose your emotions.
You can.
I'm just really glad that situation eventually calmed down yesterday, because that dude was running through everybody. There was 5 people trying to hold him, and he was running through everybody. So But hey, we'll come back to that topic because guess what? Your guy Buck joined us here. He is
Buck
here.
is
He's
here.
early. He is early. Thank you, Buck. Thank you. It's the holidays. We're trying to get out of town early. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're coming back with the Hampton Pirates head coach, your guy, Buck Joyner. You're watching What's Up, Cuz.
I make my living asking tough questions. So here's a question for you. If you had the power to save a life, would you? I have a chance to survive blood cancer because my big sister answered yes to being my marrow donor. Right now, you can go to bethematch.org and offer a cure to someone with a disease like leukemia. So, what will your answer be?
As an Olympic athlete, I prepare for everything. So when I became pregnant, I thought I was ready. But at 32 weeks, I was diagnosed with severe preeclampsia and had an emergency C-section. Looking back, had I known the warning signs, I would have talked to my doctor sooner. Too many women die of pregnancy-related complications, and most are preventable. If you or someone you know is pregnant or recently had a baby, learn the warning signs. It could help save her life. Hear her.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, the coach himself, Lance C. Irvin, and we're ready to jump into our first guest, our only guest, because this is an abbreviated holiday Thanksgiving edition of What's Up, Cuz. We ain't doing no 2 hours. Everybody else leaving early. Lance's wife is only working 2 days this week. The kids are out of school, so we ain't doing no 2-hour show. But we got Buck to join us. Tell us a little bit about this guy, how long you've known him, and then you bring him on the show.
Man, I've been knowing Buck for years, right? Buck used to be on the AAU circuit before he got out and became the head coach at for the Hampton Pirates. So been knowing Buck for some years. I consider him a friend. I don't call everybody a friend. Plus, Buck been winning at Hampton too, Jay, right? Going to NCAA tournaments, and Buck has some really good players. I call him the mayor of Hampton. So he's a great guy, has a great personality, man, Jay. So let's bring out my man, the coach of the Hampton Pirates, my man. Oh, and he looked out for Brooklyn, too, so I got to add that. My man, Buck Joyner. Let's bring Buck out.
How y'all doing, man? Can y'all hear me first?
We can hear you well, Coach.
Okay, I just wanted to make y'all know I ain't the greatest with this technology mess. So I went from trying to get on my computer to I had to end up doing it on my phone. So, but I figured it out and I'm on. So,
hey, Coach, I appreciate you coming on, Buck, man.
Ain't no problem, man. No problem. Always support my people.
Man, and I know you just made it back from a tournament you was in, but talk to us about what you think your team is so far this year, Coach. I know we just started. Talk to us about your team.
Well, first of all, I like them. We do have this for the first time in my career. I'm more transfer heavy than anything else, but I think that's the way of the world now. Everybody waiting on that transfer portal. But again, we've got good guards. We're long. We're athletic. The only tough part about it is when you add 6-7 new guys, you do have that time where you have to get your chemistry right. And I think that's where we are now. We're trying to chemically get this thing together, so that we can make a run. And I think, being in a mid-major or low mid-major or whatever you want to call it, I think the beauty of it is your season ain't over till it's over. You can go 0-32 and win 4 games hot. You in the NCAA tournament. You accomplish every goal and you're the greatest coach on earth. You know what I'm saying? You can go 32-0, lose that first one in your conference tournament, and you're the worst coach on earth. That's the way I look at it. I tell my guys it ain't a sprint, it's a marathon. But Lance said some of the things we've done here, or I've been blessed enough to do here, and I just lay it on the light shine on the dog ass every once in a while. So I've been blessed to be here as long as I have. We've been blessed to do some good things, and I'm gonna try to keep it going.
Hey, Buck, talk to me about this. So you start off in the MEAC with Hampton. Then you guys move to the Big South. Talk to us about the adjustment from the MEAC to the Big South.
The biggest adjustment is, and I think a lot of times, what people don't understand is when you move into a new conference the way that we did, the adjustment was now basically that first year or two, you playing 39 conference games, where you got teams that you're trying to get used to, coaches you're trying to learn, players you're trying to learn. When we were in the MEAC for at least 9 of my year, 9 or 10, maybe 9 or 10 of my years, you do learn the tendencies of the players and you do learn the tendencies of coaching, and sometimes that helps you prepare. But our first year or two here, everything was new, and then you end up with a situation where it was 5 or 6 new coaches in the league the second year. So you got to learn all that over again. One thing I will say is it's a good conference. I will say that, for the level that people say we are or what we should be, it's 10, 11 good teams in this conference. You're going to have to play every night.
Got you. And also, Buck, this the one thing I had a problem with. I think his coaches, like they consider Hampton an HBCU. You're a really good coach. And they give coaches in the MEAC, I think it's a stereotype saying coaches can't coach in that league. Do you think y'all needed to move so you could start getting a little bit more exposure? Use that word. Or what's your thoughts on that? Because like I said, the MEAC, it's some really good coach in that league, and y'all you didn't get enough credit. I don't think that's just me.
Well, I mean, again, you can only control what you can control. So again, I done won damn near 200 ball games. I done been to several NCAA tournaments. I've been to 7 or 8 straight postseasons up until COVID last year. At the end of the day, the one thing I've always looked at is I ain't trying to please the rest of the world. I'm trying to please Hampton. So the first thing, the best job I got is the one I'm on. So I really don't give a damn who I please. Long as Hampton happy, I'm happy. Now, if other opportunities come, we'll deal with them as they come. But to go directly to what you're saying, one of the I would say highlights, but it was probably the saddest moments of my career. We were blessed enough. We're in our 3rd year now. My second year, we're in our 4th year. My second year, we went to the championship. And then Jeff Goodman, a bunch of those guys, start putting in there, Buck Joyner's always ready this time, and his teams are always, and you got to, and I was sitting there saying, I done been to 3 or 4 tournaments in 5 years. I've done, so now it takes this, now that I'm in the Big South, all of a sudden I can coach. You know what I'm saying? And that, it bothered me at the beginning, but at the end of the day, again, I let a lot of that go because, whatever it takes for someone to notice that you're doing a good job at the place that you're at, then it is what it is. That's what God had in place, and that's the way I took it. So, but it did bother me at one time that for all that we did during that time, now I become a good coach because of a different set of eyes are looking. But, it is what it is.
Coach Joyner is joining us here on What's Up, Cuz today. And Coach, to piggyback on that, obviously the amount of success you've had in Hampton, you've been there, what is this, your 13th year?
13th year, man.
13th year.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you that's the mayor. That's the mayor.
Hey, no, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish your question. Then I'm going to talk about Lance. Because I listened to this for a little while. And then I saw that Lance. But go ahead. I'm going to let you finish your question first.
So you've been there 13 years and you've had a lot of success. And usually what we see what happens is when coaches at HBCUs have that amount of success, someone else is coming to come get you. I know you've gotten other job offers. Why are you still at Hampton?
Because I love Hampton. At the end of the day. Now, and again, I'm no different than anybody else. When the right opportunity comes, and if it comes, of course, I'll entertain it and I'll weigh the options. The few opportunities that I've had, I didn't feel like that job was better than the job I got. I feel like it was just me in a situation saying, I'm leaving the HBCU to go to a traditional or PWI because people want me to. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you know what, I'm going to be honest with you. And again, whatever happens when it comes to other opportunities, but I'm Black college born and bred, baby. I'm one of those people that I'll say, I think my elementary school was a Black elementary school. My middle school was a Black middle school. My high school was a Black high school. Went to a Black college and I'm having success at one. And hopefully one of the people that are helping HBCUs receive the attention that they should receive because I've lived it. So again, that's the reason that I'm still here. I'm not going to say I've had 100 opportunities. But the 2 or 3 that I've had, when I sat back with my family, I looked at the area, I looked at the support I got from the university and the people in the 757 area and the alumni here, I didn't feel like the job was better than the one I had. So I decided to stay.
Amen. And just to add to that, everyone was so excited when Deion Sanders was named the head coach of Jackson State because we said, hey, Now this can, elevate some of our football programs. And we've seen that Deion has gotten a lot of really good athletes. And then everything that happened in 2020 after George Floyd and the social justice movement, we started to see a lot of 4- and 5-star athletes now looking at HBCU seriously, and some of them making that commitment to go. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about what recruiting is like for HBCUs now, kind of overall in 2021?
The thing you have to try to separate, and a lot of people may not like that I say this, but to me it's the truth. You got to separate lip service from who's real. And don't get me wrong, Deion is Deion when you talk about football and that sport and the opportunities that he can provide, just from being associated with him. But at the end of the day, you do have a lot of kids who are now being interested and are now giving us a look. So you have to recruit them to hope that at some point one will make that commitment. But, you have to try to separate the ones who want to do it for Instagram likes and the people say, oh, that's a great thing and blah, 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 from the ones who are truly interested, because at the end of the day, they want official visits. But I can't pay for an official visit to raise your number of Instagram followers. I'm going to put money out there. You better at least make me feel like I'm the cute girl in the club. You know what I'm saying? And you truly want to be here. But at the end of the day, you cannot not entertain it. You have to look at it. You just have to try to decide, or which ones that really want to be here and which ones who are just doing it because it's the fad of the day. But again, I think it's all positive because now that they're starting to look, even though I may not get that 5-star, I got some 3 stars and some 4 stars and some transfers who are here now. So
there you go. And you were going to say something about Lance. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I was listening. Y'all was talking about the LeBron thing, right? And I'm going to get on you too, Jason, because I've heard 2 or 3 things in 10 minutes that I had never heard before. First of all, Lance on here trying to be all modest. He didn't tell you how we met, did he?
No.
Did he tell you how we met, Jason?
No.
We had the Bob Gibbons tournament in Durham, playing on Duke's campus. They were the Mac Irvin Fire then? It was Illinois Fire or something. He had Nate Minoy, Pargo, all them boys. I had Brandon Rush, Julius Powell. I had a bunch of them guys. We in the championship of Bob Gibbons. Lance and them was giving us so much hell that by the 3rd quarter, we had squared up. Coaches, players, everybody. They had to stop the game. They was going to kick out. Nick, all of him, Nick, everybody. Man, I'm talking about, I thought Bob Gibbons would never invite neither one of our teams back to another. But it probably was the game I think I covered on SummerSlam magazine. It was that good of a game. And we've been friends ever since. I probably saw him 10 years later and reminded him of that moment. Him and his brother started crying, and we've been the closest of friends, ever since. But I'm hearing him talk about LeBron them and how calm everybody should be. My first recruiting trip to Chicago, Lance looked like he was 75 years old in there cooking them high school boys. He's in there playing.
Boy came up to the school, right? That's when I really saw, because he was one of the first coaches from the HBCU to really start coming through Morgan Park. Okay. And I was telling the kids, look, we got to give him a look. He's out here working. He comes from a reputable school. Then I really started digging into HBCUs, and I'm like, if we don't help him, who will? Then I start understanding the budgets and stuff. And he's like, man, Lance, if he's really interested, we can move on him. That's why I just called him a couple weeks ago. Man, I might have a guard for you. So we really do have to start helping her. But let me ask you this, though, about that skirmish. First of all, Jay, I love skirmish and Bob Gibbons. At least we admitted it was going to be what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think LeBron cheap shot at the young man, though?
Yeah, I think he hit him. He knew what he was doing. I don't think he meant to bloody him now. Mm-hmm. But he knew what he was doing when he hit him. See? Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, I think he got him on purpose.
See, why should the parents that's listening and why should the players that's listening, why should they come play for you at Hampton?
Because I think, and I can only speak for me and my program, I think, we've been successful because we've been, in the words of the young kids, we keep it 100 with our kids, and we allow them to come here and build on who you are. not on the facade of what all it's supposed to be. You know, I got a 76 to 70, I think a 77% graduation rate. You know, we got a situation where young men come, they have great careers and they graduate. You know, I think every 4 year kid that I've had has won a championship. You know, so I think we help build and grow young men. You know, and I pride myself in that.
See,
I agree.
I don't know, Jason,
He leaving out the best part though, Lance.
What's the best part?
The brothers go out there and see all them fine, smart sisters too.
I didn't know if any mamas was listening. That'd be the problem. If I don't want mamas to know, it's 14-1 up here now. And then, it's 14-1, man. Hey man, and 12 of them 14, you gonna think about marrying now.
So see, that should be on your brochure, Coach. 14-1.
Hey, trust me, when you bring your son up here, that's the first thing on my bro. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna walk him around. I'm gonna walk you around, and you're gonna look and say, "Look here, man. If he ain't coming, I am."
I'm a couple of years ago when we took Brooklyn up there, Buck, and I don't know when they're gonna bring this back. But what was the deal y'all had on Fridays from 12 to 2? Was it called 12 to 2? Or Friday?
Oh yeah. From 12 to 2 on campus, they don't have class on Friday, and they bring everybody to the student center and to the student union, and you have the Greek step in, this DJ in there, where they basically have a day party. And when I say off the chain, Jason, off the chain.
Oh, I know.
Trust me, every recruit and his daddy is here on Friday by 1:30. It's a rule. If my sister don't have you by 1:30, I'm gonna fire you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna. They're gonna get a chance to see that. Lance, let me break this a minute, Jason. I've never heard of anybody getting a 3-game suspension in the church league. I just want to. I ain't never heard of a church league suspending nobody. Like that caught me totally off guard. Like he got suspended. He got a suspension from a church league.
Yeah, it was not one of my finer moments.
Hey, I don't care how tall you are. You could have been my 2 guard. If you're gonna get suspended from a church league, we can play together.
Hey, Buck,
I'll take you next.
You didn't know what type of show he was coming on. We had Cliff Livingston on our podcast.
Yeah,
Cliff Livingston was like, "Ooh, this is my type of show." We had Cliff and Stitches for the whole show. But
no, that's right.
On a serious note, talk to us about your scheduling, right? Because you're really good. You're Hampton. You've been good for years. Do you have a hard time getting schools like per se? Like, let's use the word school like Texas. Will a school like Texas or Florida come in there and play you? Or why they? Oh, there go one of your favorites, Buck. There go Brooklyn. 12 to 2 came back to Hampton this week. But talk to us about why you can't get a school like Hampton, school like Texas and them to come in there and play you.
Well, I mean, first of all, they're going to bring the publicity. If Texas come, then every major media outlet will come. You know, that's a chance to showcase our facilities, our place, Hampton University, the city at large, to everybody that we want to recruit. Not only athletes, but students also. You know, that would be the greatest. You know, I think that's the problem that we have. And part of it I do understand because I do coach. And I've been in several situations where we walked out of gyms and coaches have said, "You came in here and beat us. Now I'm worried about my job." You know what I'm saying? You know, and nowadays I think that's why the big boys are playing more of the big boys. You seeing UCLA and Gonzaga play early. You saw Villanova and Gonzaga play. You see in all these major tournaments now the big boys are playing each other because now they're trying to protect what they can to try to make it to an NCAA tournament to protect the money that they get. You know, it's almost like the same thing we're saying about these players, because when all this Black Lives Matter and all that stuff started happening, you know, and I'm not one of those guys who go out and promote everything on Instagram, who go out and every conversation I had with my guys is the conversation I had with my guys. I don't need the world to know that. You know, that's between us, man to man, you know, black man to black man. But I had several coaches and people, you know, that I dealt with during that time, or a lot of coaches who, and they, you know what, let's set it, and some of them in top 2, 3, 4, 5 schools. Hey man, if you really want to do something for the culture and you want to do something for us, come play me at Hampton. Come on, and let's get ESPN to promote that game. You know, we'll make sure everything. If you want to really do something, put your money where your mouth is. Don't come say you want to start up this thing and start up that. No, come to this campus and play me. You know, and come do if you really want to put us on the map, and let's do some things like that. And then at that time, all of them were okay with it. I ain't heard from none of them since, but I mean, they were all with it at that time, man. But when it came down to scheduling, you know, a whole different thing. Maybe some of them watch this podcast and at least come play me. So, you know what? And we're,
you know, we'd had Danny Manny though before he went to Maryland, so we need to talk to Danny. But Buck, do you find that like it's turned into more Power 5? You know, like they won't come and play you, but they'll play another Power 5 team, and then they'll blame it on the strength of schedule. Do you think that's how it should be, or I mean, I'm trying to find the words for it because I don't think that's right, Buck, and I ain't never.
Let me help you there, cuz I know what you're trying to say. Do you think the NCAA and some other organizations should step in and force some of these Power 5 schools to play other teams? Because all they're doing is basically conglomerating all their power to certain numbers of schools, and it's just leaving everybody else kind of, you know, in the wind.
They need to come to Hampton and play. Well, like somebody should come to Hampton and play.
That's right.
I don't think the NCAA will step in because that's really not their power anyway. They can't come regulate our schedules and things like that. I think the conferences will. The conferences officers are going to step in. I mean, it's just like anything else. And a lot of what I tell my young men when all of them, I want to go to the league. I want to go this. I want to go that. It's no different with the scheduling, college basketball, coaching, and anything else. They trying to find a way to keep us out, not a way to join us in. So let's look at I think the way that the NCAA will, if you want to call it that way, step in is if they come to me and it's early in the season, and most of the time when you look at that NCAA show, when they go to the Power 5 schools, they look at the great wins and the bad losses. Then they look at the last 10 games. Well, if you come play me, and even if I upset you, I played you the first 1 or 2 games of the year. They're not going to count that shit. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, they're not going to count that. But it is going to say it's a bad loss. So it's not that a lot of the schools are not willing to come do it. And hopefully coaches are not hiding behind this. I get more coaches telling me our conference say we can't play somebody unless your RPI is 45 or 100 or, you know, and then we're not in the MEAC anymore, but it's still similar ground. But when you in the MEAC, you could go 15-1, but the way they view your conference, your RPI, you could go win 10 straight games and your RPI drop. How fair is that? So then that's what they're going to use to say as to why they can't play. They're not going to play you. And damn sure not come to your home.
That's very interesting, Coach. I appreciate you saying that because one of the guests we are working to get here in 2022, but he's an extremely busy man, but he is based out of here in Chicago, is Kevin Warren, the commissioner of the Big Ten. You know, he's a brother who's in charge of a Power 5 conference. And what you just said is kind of something I kind of want to ask Kevin, just, you know, Brother Warren, just see what he's going to say. So we are working to get him on the show. So I appreciate you saying that. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the state of Florida, but there was some sort of law they had where like the Florida states, Florida and Miami had to play.
That's in Iowa too.
It had to play at HBCU. Am I getting that right, Lance? Like for football, like they have to play Bethune-Cookman or they have to play Florida A&M, because I know Miami plays Florida A&M rather consistently.
Yeah, but that's not, to me, that's not the question. The question is, did they play Bethune at Bethune?
In which they didn't. Right. You could play me all day. It's several of now with a lot of those Power 5 conferences. The lower tier in that conference are not going to play anybody that they think that they may lose to. You know, you have to go in there and upset them, and they're going to hide behind that. The Duke, I can get Duke any day. I can get Texas. Oh, they'll be glad to let me come in, you know, and come in and play them. But the question is, will you come here and play me? That's the question. I get all them rules, and I like what they say they're trying to do, but to me, that's lip service. You ain't doing nothing but talking. Hey, come play me. Make them come play me here. The state of Virginia say all the Virginia schools should play at some point over the next. Got to schedule a HBCU at home. I ain't heard nobody do that yet. If you in the words of I think Lavelle Moulton said this one time, we don't need no more Jackie Robinsons. We need Branch Rickies.
We need somebody that's going to step in and make those. Okay, go do that. You know, again, John Thompson did it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We need some more John Thompsons.
Yep.
Exactly, if a black coach want to help a black coach, help me that way.
Jason,
you know, and I'm joking when I say this. You make the right deal with me, I play all walk-ons. No, I'm really joking. I'm joking when I say that, but I mean, you know, that's what we need. We need more people to step out on that. Who gonna step out on that limb and come play us? Who gonna again? Believe it or not, I've met in my 25 players in the last 5-6 years who were top 5, top 10 in the country. You know where their parents went to school? At an HBCU. I played Kentucky when they were 36-0 or something. You remember I won my first round game. I played Kentucky when they were undefeated. Met Carl Anthony Towns' family. Great. You know where Carl Anthony Towns' sister went to school?
Where?
HBCU.
You know where? You know, and I even mess with him because he coach anything we could do to his dad. I think anything we could do to help y'all. Yeah, tell Carl to come here next year. He's gonna be a top 5 pick anyway.
There you go.
So tell him come help me out. Tell him come here for 1 year, and I'm gonna get all that publicity. I'm gonna lose some games, but I'm gonna get all that publicity. Again, I'm not saying that anything wrong with what they did. You have the right and your child to pick the path that you need to pick to get to where you need to be in life. So I don't think it's a problem with it. I'm just waiting. Again, I'm waiting on the one who step out on that limb and say, hey, man, this is the right place. You know, I'm not allowed to say recruits' names and all that stuff, but their parents went to Hampton, some of them, and they went to HBCUs. So I think the sad part about it is a lot of times, and some of those people that are really down for the cause, but a lot of times we leave HBCUs and say we want something different from our kids. Instead of sending them here to be, trust me, if I can get 5 top 20 kids or 4 top 20 kids, I'll be in the Maui Classic that year. They're going to drop somebody out.
And that's more exposure for the program. That's more exposure for the kids, which will bring more revenue to the school.
Which helps all the kids.
Which it helps everybody, Buck. And I've been thinking about that for years, right? I mean, like you said, it's time to stop giving the lip service and time for us to support HBCUs, because everybody, man, Buck, you have a good team. North Carolina A&T has a good basketball team. They're good schools. And we need to support it. You know, like I always say, anything I could do for you, I will. But let me ask you this question on a different note, Buck. My cousin and I got into an argument a couple of weeks ago.
Ask this question.
Because we like to argue, right? What's your point of view on all these new uniforms for the NBA, these options? You know, they got the city uniforms, they got classic uniforms, highlight uniform. Do you just like one basic uniform, or you like different options?
Look, I don't know who said what, but I actually like the options. I like the options. I like the fact that you know,
talk to me.
That's today's day and age.
Talk to me, Coach.
And I mean, because I'm gonna use college basketball as, you know, you got a lot of us that are old school, and we want all our players in the same shoes. We want all our players. Well, all these colorful shoes, they sending us because those are the latest items that people want to buy. You know, now, again, those companies and those people or cities and stuff, they're giving those teams millions and billions of dollars to do what they do. Now they got the best billboards you can get. So I like the options. I wish somebody would do that for us. I wish I had 15 different uniforms. Man, you talk about a recruiting tool.
I tried to tell
I got a follow-up for
it. Now you got a follow-up.
So let's also had another question, Coach, that we talked about last week. In addition to the players, we're now seeing coaches in kind of some relaxed gear on the sidelines, and they ain't at the Maui Classic. So I want to ask you a question. I got some photographic evidence here of you, Coach. Does Coach Jordan prefer to be like this? You know, it's not no turtleneck, is warm up on the sideline, or does Coach Jordan want to be like this?
I want the first one.
You want the first one?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. You want the real reason why?
Break it down.
Yeah.
The real reason is that first one the school paid for. That second one I paid for. So I want the first one.
Talk to us,
I ain't
Coach.
spent no money in a while. I had my wardrobe.
Talk to us, Coach. Talk to us. Come on, Jason. Why you quiet? Buck, I told him, Coach. I said, look, I like wearing suits. I get it. I said, but I like being comfortable too. I said, because also, Buck, now my cleaning bill, if I pull the guy out the game, he sweat on my suit. That cost me $8 to go get my suit clean. And then I told him this. I said, the NBA gave every coach up until last year $10,000 to go spend on their clothes. So I said, we're not getting 10, but he wanted to argue me down that we should wear suits. Now speak up. See, Coach Jordan got you quiet today over here, Jason.
Hey, man, that I'm with you. And I ain't spend, if they gave me 10 grand, I bet shit. And you know how many suits I'm gonna get for 10 grand? I gladly put on a suit if you give me 10 grand.
What's your follow-up question?
Hey, look, and then the other part, and over COVID, and look at, man, them shoes don't fit the same no more. So I gotta go buy a whole new wardrobe. I ain't trying to buy nothing else. You know, all that stuff we order fit to, that's to my size. You know what I'm saying? That COVID, you know, we had our conference meetings at the beginning, and I hadn't put on a suit in over a year. Man, I held my breath so long in that mouth, like to bust a hole in my chest, sitting in that doggone place, trying to make sure that shirt and suit, and make sure I don't pop that button off that suit. Nah, I like to relax though.
All right, we got time for one more question. Lance, you got the final question for your boy, Coach Jordan.
Coach, the real HU. When is the Howard Hampton game? The battle of the real
this
HU.
year it's going to be December, I think it's 28th.
Okay,
I think it's 28th. We got two big ones, the real HU, and then we got, you know, we play Norfolk on December 4th. We do play them out in Arizona, and that's going to be on ESPN too, at that Chris Paul Classic.
Watch that.
Yeah, we got that in the, and then we got North Carolina Central in the Michael B. Jordan Classic in New Jersey. That's going to be on TNT.
So do you feel, I'm happy that you got invited to those tournaments, and I'm glad people stepping up. So are the kids excited to be going to those type tournaments and getting that exposure? But
yeah, they are. And one thing I would say about Michael B. Jordan and that group, and with Chris Paul and his group, they treating it like TNT came in and did the photo shoot like they do it in the NCAA tournament or before an NBA game, like with the band, with the smoke, and you know, they had to sit there with their uniforms. I mean, they loved it. You know, and matter of fact, to the point where it took like 3-4 hours, then some of them started trying to get upset. And I started telling them, LeBron, them got to go through this every day. If you want this to be your job, this is what it is. You know, you may have to do this for them, then you got to do it for any other company that supports you. But them, Michael B. Jordan, all those guys, they have created such a hoopla around it, and they've treated the kids like pros, like stars. So, you know, I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping it's something that they continue to do for years.
Man, we appreciate you having on, Buck, man. And one last thing, man. Tell them you need an extra ticket so I could come to those places, because you used to say some nice cities. Yeah, I might want to come.
Lance, you come anywhere I got you, Lance. If I ain't got nobody else, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got no basketball players here, so I can take care of you. Come on, Jason, drink on me. I got you, brother. Come on. Matter of fact, you got to bring Jason. Jason, did you go to HBCU?
I declined to answer the question of the school I graduated from because we are currently in a debate. But yes, there was a majority black school.
Okay, well then you know what the life is. If it wasn't, I was gonna tell you come see this 14-1 there. You'll love it too.
Where I was at, it was like 17-1. So
all right, Buck. We appreciate having you on, Buck. I'll be in touch, man. You know, I'll be
so
watching you
Buck.
this week. We pulling for you too, Buck.
Hey man, I truly appreciate y'all having me on, man.
I appreciate you,
have a happy holiday, man.
You too.
Buck join everybody from Hampton University. And another thing y'all can do, buy some HBCU gear, man. Y'all buy Hampton stuff and Jackson stuff and Florida A&M and Morehouse and all the schools, man. That's another way you can support them. You don't have to go to them, just buy their gear. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then Lance and I are coming back. We got some more topics we got to chop up. Ivan's going to jump in. We're going to go through them kind of quick. And I told y'all this is an abbreviated edition. We on a holiday. You watching What's Up, Cuz?
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans. And soon, they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot. Now it's up to you.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, Lance C. Irvin. That was Coach Buck Joyner at Hampton University. That was a great interview. And, cuz, we're going to try to chop up these topics in like 20 minutes so that we can get through this stuff. Our jump ball question is how we going to end tonight's show. But we got a bunch of topics, and we're going to try to get through them. Lance and I are going to try to stick to only 2 minutes on all these topics.
I will be brief because Brookie's home.
I'm gonna be testing. Oh, Brookie, all right. I'm gonna be testing Ivan's skills to see if we can get the pictures up with these topics. All right. So we're gonna start with the building that was formerly known as the Staples Center out in Los Angeles. Today it was announced that the Staples Center will not be named the Staples Center no longer. It will be named the Crypto.com Arena. Lance, what are your thoughts?
Don't like the name of it. I like Staples Center. It's quick, it's fast. Crypto.com. I get it. People have naming rights, and they probably came in with a lot of money. So I like Staples Center. What's your thoughts, cuz?
Well, first of all, there ain't hardly no more Staples stores. So why the hell should they have a stadium, Lance Irvin? Don't nobody go to Staples no more. People ordering stuff online. It's called Amazon. That's what it's called. So Staples probably didn't have no damn money to buy no building name. So good. And I don't even know what Crypto.com is, but apparently they got a whole bunch of money.
Cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. All right, so we're done with that. Let's go to our next topic. A hometown favorite returned home yesterday. Our guy Derrick Rose returned to the United Center. See, United still got money. Derrick Rose came back to the United Center, and the Bulls defeated the Knicks. But Derrick was there along with our guy Io. We got a great picture of Derrick and Io. Chicago forever. It was really great to see Simeon and Morgan Park out there on the court at the United Center. Your thoughts on Derrick Rose returning home and the Bulls?
Continues. Always happy when Derrick Rose comes back home. I didn't think he had his best game. He was like 3 for 11, but he had some great memories in the building. MVP, great ambassador when he was in Chicago, man. So happy him and Io had a chance to compete. But the Bulls been playing great. They probably have one of the top 3 duos in the NBA. DeMar had 31, Zach 21. Those guys been playing lights out lately. But shout out to those two we have on the screen.
So Tom Thibodeau also returned as head coach of the Knicks. Let's not forget about that. The Knicks had beat the Bulls in the first matchup at United Center. That was the night when they honored Joakim Noah as well. So, but I got the feeling that we're getting ready to see the Knicks-Bulls rivalry heat up again, brother. Both of these teams are, pretty good. And, it'll be fun if they get some little nastiness in there. Nothing too out of control, but a little nasty.
I mean, Julius Randle was a beast last night, Jay. And I think him and Morgan probably could mix it up. But that's the only thing scared me about the Bulls. Do they have a physical inside presence? I know Vuk is out, but Julius Randle was a monster last night. I think he had like 36 or something, 34, something crazy like that.
Okay. Let's go to our next topic. We're going to go to
bring them on. I'm rolling, baby. I'm rolling.
We're going to Chicago Bears. We got some breaking news. Ivan got some breaking news for us since we were interviewing Coach Joyner. Ivan, can you come on, just tell us what the breaking news is?
Yeah, so Andy Dalton will be starting on Thursday for the Chicago Bears in place of the injured Justin Fields. I think they're just going to take a precaution with Justin. I mean, it's a short week. You don't want to rush him back and then aggravate an injury that probably can be healed up in a week or so with rest. So I think they're going to just side on err on the side of caution and go ahead and take it easy with Justin Fields and start Andy Dalton. I think that's the smart move with your franchise quarterback.
No, there you go. I mean, Lance, you've been saying all year the thing you was afraid of was Justin Fields taking all these shots and getting hit, and it's been a problem. You've been saying it from the very beginning.
He takes real shots I mean, he's not Tom Brady does not take those shots, even though he's older. He's taking the shots Cam Newton was taking. And Cam Newton hadn't been the same from taking those shots. I'm worried about him taking shots. I think the year's done. Basically, I'm glad they sitting him out. Khalil Mack is done for the year. Is Allen Robinson? Allen Robinson's still hurt. I mean, Eddie Jackson was hurt. I mean,
Akeem Hicks
was hurt. It was going to be tough, and we still had a chance to win and lost the game in the final minutes. So I'm glad he's not playing. And he has to learn how to slide, Jay. Slide correctly and more often, because he's taking some tough hits.
Yeah, I think he still think he in college, and he need to understand, my man, these are professional grown-ass men who are extremely strong, and you need to stop taking them shots. So I agree with you on that. And, it's not really that much surprise since they're playing right again on Thursday up there in Detroit. But, my thing is, Detroit is the game you should definitely win, and you would think that Justin would probably have a field day. So I know he got to be hurt.
Stop right there. Because, the Detroit Lions probably they have everybody hurt. We had a chance to get us one. So they probably they thirsty, Jay. They like, okay, we have a chance. If we gonna get one, it might be this one.
Well, and the thing I love about Detroit too is that they own that Thanksgiving Day game in terms of, they're really getting into it. That's like the big game of the year for them. So, you're right. They're gonna come with everything they got, and they playing against the Bears, who's kind of not really a rival, but they are in your division.
It's supposed to be a rivalry. It's supposed to be one. I think it used to be the Vikings, which used to be my team. Then my father got me to convert to the Bears. But I mean, I ain't gonna get started.
All parents make mistakes. All right, let's go to hockey, Ivan. Let's go to hockey. The Chicago Blackhawks yesterday with a shutout of Vancouver, 1-0. Marc-Andre Fleury, there he is, the goaltender, had 40 saves. The Blackhawks have won 5 of 6 games since they fired Jeremy Colleton, because I kept screaming about it. And new interim head coach Derek Fisher is 5-1. When are they going to stop calling this man the interim head coach, Lance?
Stop doing that. I know we have a lot of hockey left, but this seems like after 10 to 12 games, let's see if they still rolling. But new voice, team playing a little bit better. Let's see if it was the coach, Jay. I don't know, but I know they playing a lot better. You've been saying that for a while too. So, man, shout out to the Blackhawks. You need to get us some tickets to the game too. I haven't been to a Blackhawks game in a long time.
I'm still.
Can you get us some tickets?
I'm still mad at them from the.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I'm
right.
doing my little my silent protest.
Yeah,
I will cheer, I will watch. I'm happy that they changed the on the ice project, but they got some moral stuff I need them to take care of.
You're right.
Other thing I was going to tell you about. Let's not forget the Bulls are playing in Milwaukee. Everybody, I know people have stopped traveling to Milwaukee for the Bulls.
When is that game?
For the last 10 years, but they're playing January. They're playing on a Friday night, January the 21st. Now, here's a funny story behind this. My wife and I went to see the Bulls and the Bucks play about 3 years ago when we first moved up here to Wisconsin. And we were like, okay, let's go watch the Bulls. It was when Jabari was on the Bulls.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let's go. We went, both teams, wasn't that good. We sat on the lower level, about 15 rows behind the Bulls bench for about $75 a ticket.
Good luck doing that now.
So my butt said, hey, Cedar, you want to go to the Bulls game? Let's go look. All right, so I looked. I said, well, let me see how much them seats are when we were sitting last time. Take a guess how much them seats are a piece.
My gut was saying 500, but I said I'm saying 550. I'm gonna stick with what I was saying.
No, you're too high. However, you're not that far off. Them tickets were $375 a piece.
See? Championship tickets.
And that was before taxes, entertainment taxes, all the other stuff, plus parking. I was like, yeah, Let me keep searching. So I did find some for the price we paid before at $85 a seat. And we're sitting in the first row in the upper deck behind the basket.
See, I
so there you
pointed.
go.
See, I'm like, you up there? And with Giannis be playing bully ball, because he played bully ball with Anthony Davis a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So for all the Chicago people, I know there's a lot of people who do like to come up for that game. You can get tickets, but you will pay a premium for it. But they're playing up here twice this year. They're playing January the 21st, I think, which is a Friday night. And then they're playing again like in late March on a Wednesday. So it's always good to do the road trips for the Chicago teams for those of you who are thinking about doing that. So that's what happened with that. Let's talk a little bit about what you did this weekend because you was a traveling man.
You know, one thing we believe in the show is always supporting family. Like you went and saw Brooklyn play one of her last volleyball games, and I went to watch old Nicholas Irvin coach at Western. So I got a chance to see little brother over there coaching. They played the DePaul Blue Demons, Jay. They had the game. They were right there. Then an adjustment by Coach Stubblefield, who we going to have on the show soon. An adjustment by him, and then Javon Freeman got going. Marcus Liberty nephew, he went for 21 in the second half, and they end up beating Western. I think the score was like 80 to 75 or 76, but I was happy to see Nick over there coaching. And then yesterday, I went to see Corey Irvin at University of Illinois. So saw Corey coach. Corey is a sister now. She left Whitney Young. Happy to see Corey over there coaching. And Illinois won yesterday, too. So I've been doing some driving and some talking and watching film and doing this. But always happy to see family doing good and doing well. As a matter of fact, Nick and Western are on now playing Northern Kentucky, and we're down 1 with 12 minutes left. So let's go Western. Go get it.
All right, let's go Leather next. Yeah.
I like
Nick
that.
was looking good. Nick was looking good at the sideline. Of course, he wasn't wearing no down suit either.
Nick told me, he said he had on some Alexander McQueen. I said, Nick, those shoes sharp you got on. He said, these Alexander McQueens. I said, okay. He said, man, these things cost $650. I said, what? Okay. Yeah,
what can I tell you? It's the way they roll now.
Get your cousin stuff for being a co-host with you. Give me some Alexander McQueen. You and Ivan chip in to get me a pair.
I don't think that's happening. But anyway. Speaking of family love, so I got some more family love that I want to share. So do you remember back in February we had a guest on by the name of Peter Westbrook?
On guard.
That's right. Fencing. And Peter was talking to us about fencing. Well, I found out I have a younger cousin who is taking up the sport of fencing. My younger cousin, Stephanie, who was also the flower girl at my wedding, is now taking up fencing at the Bronzeville Fencing Academy. I think is the name of them, in Chicago. Okay. And there she is. She's in the fencing garb and stuff. So she competed in just her second tournament, her parents told me, and she comes away with a medal after the second tournament. So congratulations to my younger cousin, Stephanie, and keep it up, keep going. That's one thing Lance and I always do. We always support our younger cousins, no matter what they're doing. I got another younger cousin. Our younger cousin, Christopher, is getting ready to go for his Eagle Scout with the Boy Scouts of America. So I wrote him a letter of recommendation. So all the little cousins are doing really good in the family. Really proud of you. But congratulations, Stephanie, on getting the first of what I hope is many medals for you. High school basketball season has started in Illinois. The girls started last week. Like I said, we got Coach Andre Lewis coming up on December the 6th. I'm trying to confirm Dorothy Gators for December the 6th. I should know that by next week, but that'll be a great show coming up. But boys season started today. Lance, you told me and Ivan about a team called Glenbard West.
Yes,
that was a team we needed to watch out for. And we were like, what? Glenbard West? This ain't volleyball. What are you talking about, Lance? But so they that loaded?
Loaded, Jay. 4 Division I players. Loaded, Jay. I'm telling you, Brandon Huff is a load. Anybody in the area, go watch them play. I don't know. I was trying to get old. I think either Kenwood or Simeon, or one of them are going to play him. So if you get the opportunity to go see him, go see him. And also, Jay, did you know they moved the state tournament? You know what the state?
HSA?
HSA, the boys' high school basketball tournament is not in Champaign.
Well,
back
I thought
where
it was supposed to be back at it was supposed to be back at U of I State Farm Center. What happened?
Yeah, it is. It is in Champaign, but you know, it moved to Peoria. It moved down there. So that's something new. So it's back there where it used to be.
You scared me. I thought you were about to tell me they moved it again. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I remember seeing my cousin Jerry play down there in 1974, 75 Proviso East. Remember seeing him playing. And Mike played down there when he's with King. So different this year being back at the State Farm Center in Champaign. That should be interesting.
You know, I understood why they did the Peoria move, but I always thought it wasn't quite the same as where it's just something about that building down there in Urbana. And it's the major state universities and it's the major sport in Illinois. I just think that's where it should have always been. It's in the perfect spot. You get all the central Illinois teams, the southern Illinois teams, the city teams, the suburban teams. It's a great environment for everyone. So, you know, I know Peoria did their best and it was a great job for them. It was a big boom for them economically, but I think you're going to see even more people attending the games when it's down there in Champaign. Gotcha. So that's a good thing. Let's get to our jump ball question, and then we'll tell you who we got coming up on next week's show at the end of that. But we've got a jump ball question. So it's kind of a holiday theme. Right? Is that right, Ivan?
What are we going with today? Let me fry Jason again.
The jump ball question for today is, as a man, should you help with Thanksgiving dinner, or is it your God-given right to watch football all day? Who wants to go first?
You joking, right? You joking, right? Oh my goodness!
I will first, please.
Go ahead.
So, yes, gentlemen, you should be helping your wife prepare Thanksgiving dinner. You are not supposed to sit in front of the TV all day at the 11 o'clock game, then wait for the 2:30 game, then watch the 7 o'clock game, and while she's in there slaving and sweating and cooking for you all day long, she might as well just bring the food to you at the TV screen. You ain't getting up to go to the table. No, you should help your lady. This is 2021. We are not Neanderthal men. Help your woman prepare the food. You know how hard it is to cook for all you fools? They doing turkey, mac and cheese, candy sweets, greens, cranberry sauce, dressing, all the desserts, sweet potato pie, apple pie, pecan pie, German chocolate cake, all that stuff. No, your job is not to just go bring ice from the store or whatever they forgot because they always forget something. You should be in there helping and watching football at the same time. I'm not getting the
that one. I don't. All right, Lance.
You know what? Some of us are not trying to get points with our wives. I'm gonna bring up a couple of names: Mike Tomlin, John Thompson, Nona Ritson. They're real coaches. I'm a coach. Do you think I'm helping my wife cook on Thanksgiving? You gotta be crazy. Coaches don't cook on Thanksgiving. I need that time to relax. Ivan, I'm going to sit with the remote controller with my hands inside my pants right here, just holding it not in there, and watching the TV, cooking on Thanksgiving. See, Jason trying to get some extra points. I'm not cooking on Thanksgiving. Real men don't cook on Thanksgiving. We sit there and we watch football. We say, honey, can you bring me some mac and cheese? So, who made that mac and cheese? Thanksgiving is not made for. See, no, Ivan, the answer is no. I'm not helping. Coaches don't help. You think Mike Tomlin helping on Thanksgiving? He lost his mind. You think, Ivan? Do you think John Thompson cooked on Thanksgiving? This ain't Patty LaBelle. We're talking about coaches.
First of all,
I'm sure there was some type of tournament or some type of game where you can't really help the cook, but I think
Lance Irvin been married 25 years. I ain't been married 25 years. I want to be 25 years married.
What is helping? I mean, what is define helping, Jason? I mean, taste testing is technically helping, right?
Testing is not helping. Ivan.
This he talking about cooking, Ivan. This he talking about.
You should be helping prepare
the trying to get some browning points.
Maybe set the table every once in a while. I didn't say you had to do the whole thing. Like, just do the turkey or do the basting every once in a while. You know, Do something, man. Just don't
I
sit on that.
I think taste testing qualifies as that.
Hey, Irvin, let me tell you where I've been.
I think we found something.
Let me tell you where I've been for Thanksgiving. Have you guys heard of Maui? I've been to Maui for Thanksgiving. Have you heard of Orlando, Florida? I've been to Orlando, Florida. Have you heard of Texas, Dallas, Texas? I've been to Dallas, Texas. You think I was cooking after coming back from some of those trips? You have lost your mind. Paula, no, I love my wife to death. It's going on 26 years. I'm not helping. I put in one request. Need my sweet potato pie. No, you see, you're trying to get points for Sharice. Sharice mad at you?
You put in 26. Yeah, I just made 5. Okay, I just made 5. I'm trying to get there. I gotta political slice my way through this whole thing, Lance Irvin. You ain't getting
I should have asked Dow Buck join up. Let's get Coach Buck back on the show and ask him, is he cooking for Thanksgiving? See what answer Coach Buck gives you. Do you think Buck is cooking on Thanksgiving?
No, Buck ain't cooking on Thanksgiving.
Do you think Bruce Arians is cooking on Thanksgiving? Do you think BA is cooking on Thanksgiving?
I just want to stay married.
Oh my goodness. How about Billy Donovan? You think Billy Donovan? Do you think LeBron is cooking on Thanksgiving?
He got a chef, man. That ain't fair. That's why
I'm asking, do you think he's cooking? No. But you want to cook? Go ahead. I hope you can cook. See, when you're a real big baller like LeBron and myself, some of those years when I was home, I was like, baby, here you go. Take this money your boo gave you and buy some food. You see, you got your wife slavery. See, your mindset not right. You a big baller.
Let's be honest. Okay, everybody knows that no matter what you do, when the game come on, they gonna call you anyway because they forgot something. So you're gonna have to make a run to the store anyway.
What?
Because I don't care if they shop for 4 hours and spent $800 the night before. They always forgot the paprika or this spice or I need a little bit more milk or some half and half. So you're gonna have to get up anyway.
Let me ask you a question.
My thing is, you might as well help a little bit. You can watch the game.
Does this name ring a bell to you? Junior Irvin. Pops Irvin. Does that name ring a bell to you? Do you think he cooked on Thanksgiving? Okay, I'm just asking you. What did you learn on? See, you didn't learn right. You didn't learn. I wish Tony Barnes was watching this show. I wish Tony Barnes was.
Oh God! All right. Anyway, all right. So
on that note, Ivan, I'm gone. I'm not talking
on that note, let's talk about who we got coming on the show next week. Because next week we got a good show.
We have next week?
We got your girl on from Southern Methodist University because we got a lot of people who sometimes ask us about athletic trainers. What if I want to become an athletic trainer and go into that field? So tell them who you got coming on from Southern Methodist University next week.
Our girl Kelly Swing is scheduled to come on the show, so I'm glad you said that. So I hit my girl Kelly. We was trying to get on this week, so we hoping to have our girl Kelly Swing because I get a lot of questions about people wanting to be trainers, Jay. And when you said it, I was like, that's a good one. So she's the head trainer at SMU. She's a great person. So I'm glad you said that since you messed up, we're getting on this week. So shout out to Kelly. Who else we got? Who else we got on the show?
And then we're going to stay kind of with the trainer theme because the big thing right now is recovery and how athletes recover after competition or between practices. And there's a lot of technological advances that have taken place. And there's a company, DNA Vibe, who's got a device called the Jazz Sling, where it uses infrared technology to treat some of those little nagging injuries and help muscle recovery and stuff like that. So they're going to come on the show and talk about their product along with one of their ambassadors. So we're actually getting a 2-for-1 deal.
Send me my tester. Okay.
So we have professional golfer Shasta Averyhart is coming on. She's coming on the show. That's her with the Jazz Sling device. It looks like she's using it on her quads there. But Shasta is a professional golfer, and she's an alum of Jackson State University. So she's an HBCU alum. She's on the professional golfing tour. She's going to come on. She's going to talk to us about what it's like to be a professional golfer for women of color. Not a lot of ladies of color who are professional golfers. and she's going to talk to us about the Jazz Sling product that she uses, and maybe it help me with my golf game too. So we gonna see what's happening with that.
We need help. So we got a good show lined up, cuz. But can you send me a piece of the can you send me something you making for Thanksgiving?
No, because you got your wife slaving, so I'm gonna let her feed you. You ain't getting none of my cooking.
I don't have a slave, and I told you I'm a big baller. We get,
oh God.
I'm a big baller, big baller. Anyway, I ain't fooling with you. Shout out.
Well, anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm Jason Palmer for my big balling cousin Lance Irvin. We wish you a very happy Thanksgiving week. Go out there and celebrate. I know some people feel a certain way about Thanksgiving, which I do too, but flip the holiday. Make it how you celebrate Thanksgiving. You don't have to do it in the traditional way. If you have a problem with how the whole thing went down, and I ain't mad at you, cool. But spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Spend time cooking. Spend time watching football. Spend time doing whatever the hell makes you happy. Call it a holiday. Enjoy life. Way too much stress in this world. Too much stuff going on in this country right now. Enjoy this 4-day, well, if you're a Chicago teacher, apparently 5-day holiday that you're getting. So everybody enjoy the holiday. Lance and I will be back next week with a regular show from 6 to 8 on What's Up, Cuz. For Ivan Vargas, Lance Irvin, I'm Jason Palmer. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise. High as the listening skies, let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, we will march on to victory. We will march on to victory. Let us march on to victory.